Today we're going to unbox the new Heimvision pan tilt outdoor camera with zoom. Let's check it out. I got a new smart camera from Heimvision. This is a pan tilt zoom, and we're going to take this one. We're going to unbox this one, open this one up, and take a look at it, and then we'll set it up and try it out and see how it works. So this is the official unboxing as we open this one up for the first time. It's still factory sealed. And here's the camera. Dual antennas. Mounting bracket. Looks like it's got two lenses on it. I would imagine the SD card goes in the back here. Let's just pop it open. There's a reset switch in here and an SD card slot to put an SD card. I'm going to go grab a 32 gig SD card and we'll get that all set up in here for testing. Now I have another Heimvision camera that really works well in low light, and it's the one that's got the white lights on it too, so it can light up the area. It's got infrared and white lights. So this is, we have infrared on here. I think these are infrared, and these two ones on the side here are more than likely white lights, so you can turn it on and see in full color in total darkness. So it comes with a power supply. Oh, it even comes with a screwdriver. How nice for putting the SD card in. Comes with all the mounting hardware that you're going to need, and of course little switching power supply to power it up. I'm probably going to put this up in place of the existing Heimvision camera that I've got up now that's in the tree. We'll put this one up in my tree in my front yard. That way I can test it out long term and see if it fills up with water like the other camera I had up there before. Hey, to set the camera up, you need to download their app. I've already got the app on my phone, so I don't need to download it because I've already got one of their cameras set up, so the same app should work with both of them. It's gonna go in. I've already got my account registered too. You do have to register an account with them. It's all pretty simple. You just follow the directions on the app, create an account with your email address, and then basically you're going to add a camera to it. We're going to show you how to do that. It's going to create a QR code on your phone that you point at the camera, and that's what registers it with your Wi-Fi network. So I've already got all that done. If you want to see how that's done, look at the other Heimvision video that I did a while back. But it basically just involves putting in your Wi-Fi name and password. Actually, I might have to do it again for this one when I set it up. But let's get the camera powered up, and then we'll get it registered on my network. And I'm going to take it and mount it in a spot that I've already got where there's an existing camera, and I should be able to just plug it in. I've even got power. I've even got an external power adapter going up to the tree. So the power adapter's undercover, and I've got a 12-volt line running out to it. So to power this thing up, we're going to plug it in. We're going to wait for it to oh, come on. You've got to be kidding. Red and blue flashing lights. Oh, man. I was not expecting that. So it's going to go to its initialization first of all. So it's going to have infrared lights, it's got white lights, and it's got red and blue flashing lights, so that when the alarm is set, it'll draw attention to the fact that you're recording them with red and blue flashing lights on it. How cute. I hope that feature can be turned off.
Please configure camera by AP hotspot or scanning code.
Okay, so we've got the message. Okay, I've loaded up the Heimlink app. You can see there's the existing camera that's there. I'm going to go plus to add a new camera. And I'm going to add an intelligent camera here. and it says I can set it up by scanning a code or addition of AP hotspot. If you're within sight of the camera, you can do it by scanning code. Addition of AP hotspot is the one I'm going to pick here, and it's weighted. And I click next, and it says the device will start with Heimlink AP XXXX. Go to my settings, and I'll find it here. Click on it. I'll get a message telling me that I'm connected without internet, which is fine. I can go back to the app now and click next. And it says this device does not support 5G network. I know. Well, it's going to ask me to connect it to a 2.4 gig network only. So I'm going to pick a 2.4 gig network. And put my password in. And now it's connecting to my mobile network.
Wait for Wi-Fi connecting.
It says takes 1 to 2 minutes to send the password from my phone through to the access point in here. The other way of doing it would be, of course, to do the QR code, where you just point the QR code at the camera and it automatically picks it up from there. That's the other way to do it. That's quite easy.
Please wait for internet connecting.
But if the camera itself is...
Internet connected. Welcome to use cloud camera.
Okay, now it's ready to go. If the... as I was trying to say there, if you've got the camera mounted and you need to configure it and you can't get within scanning distance, it's just as easy to do it using the access point, which is the way that I did it this time. I had to shut the sound off there as it's making a bunch of noise, but to pan and tilt. Pretty simple. Just slide your finger. How about zoom? Where's zoom? This is probably the one here. This button here is probably the one to change the view. Is that the view? There's the view. That's the telephoto lens. Ooh, that's... And then back to the wide angle lens. So there's the wide angle lens, and there's the telephoto lens. So you can zoom both by pinching, I would imagine. Yes, you can zoom both. So there's how you zoom in on the telephoto lens. This is pretty simple to operate this thing. I'm going to get my ladder out. I'm going to take this camera and put it up in my front yard and replace the other one that's currently there. And we'll put this one up on a long-term test, basically. So I've mounted the camera up in the tree, and all is working. It's all linked in. I set the two antennas at an angle like that to give the best connectivity I think I can get. Let's take a look at the type of shots that the camera will show off. So here's a shot of my front yard. If I go to the zoom lens, it will switch to the other lens. I can pan up and very quick when you're dealing with the telephoto lens. It's very quick. Back to the wide angle. So there's the wide angle view. I can see if I pan the camera around. Actually turns quite quick compared to the one I had up there before. And I guess is that the limit? That might be the limit. There. That looks like that's perfect. That's the limit that it can turn, which is great because really you can't see anything beyond that anyway. And if I turn it the other way, what's the limit I can turn on the other way? Oh, did I lose my connection? No. And I can turn it all the way around that way. You can even see the ladder, so it'll go further that direction than the other direction. Again, that's this is a long ways out from my router, so the signal is probably not all that strong where it is. It's basically right out at the front of the well, it's right in the front yard. It's as far away from the router as it can be. The router is actually in the middle of the house, so it's actually doing pretty good considering all things considered. Where the router is, I can see up the street, which is what I like to do on this one. I like to peer in up the street and see what's going on in the neighborhood. Look up the street to see. So if I go to the zoom lens, switch over to the zoom lens. So I can pinch and zoom in even more on this telephoto lens. So there's the wide angle. The wide angle lens, you can zoom in to the maximum length, the focal length there, which is 4 times. And then going to the zoom lens, which changes the view to that, then you can of course zoom in even more. And I can read the license plate on the neighbor's car. That's a couple doors down. That's actually very good. I can read the license plate. That's like 3 doors down from my house, and I can read the license plate there. Of course, if you turn your phone sideways and press the maximize button, now you can get the full view on the screen. And same thing, you've still got control. So if I tap the screen and tap the zoom, it will bring it into the close-up lens, and I can still zoom in. And now you can see it, right? 175RFE looks like, or RRE. But anyway, it's pretty easy to read that license plate on that vehicle that's there. If I tap here, I can now move the camera. This is across the street. And then back to the wide angle. There is sound on the camera too. If I tap the speaker button, now it'll turn on the sound. I should go up there and just position those antennas a bit more and see if I can get a bit better signal out of it. If we go into the device settings, we can set the time zone. It was set to Beijing. I just set the Pacific time. Device switch, that turns it on and off. Obviously, night vision set to automatic. You can set it so that it's automatically goes to infrared, or you can leave it turned off so that it stays on in color all the time. And then it'll use the floodlight to see. And alarm settings. Okay, alarm light. I don't know whether that's the red and blue flashing lights or not. Detection sensitivity, motion sensitivity, low, medium, and high. And detection area. So in this case, you can pick an area where you want to get an alarm, and it will then it will pick an alarm. Obviously, this being a pan tilt zoom camera, though, that's kind of useless, because if you move your camera, you're going to be looking at a different area. But if you select an area to get alarms, you turn them on, and it will then only alarm when it's there. Or select all, and then it'll set an alarm if there's movement in any of the areas. I'm going to turn this on to see what it does. Alarm light. I just want to see what it does. Cloud storage, I'm not using that. Memory card capacity, I've already used a little bit because I've got an SD card in there now. So it's actually been recording, so we can play those recordings back. Play videos from memory card because I'm not using the cloud storage. And what other settings are on here that I need to look at? I guess that's the only ones I really need to worry about. To play back recordings, click the play button and then just drag the area that you want to view and it'll play back what was recorded at that time. There are also presets that you can set up. So for example, if I want to look at my front yard and I want to make that a preset, I can tap here and I can call it add the parameter here, and I'll just give it a name. I'll call it driveway. Save. And if I want to create another one, so go back to where are we here? Just get out of that X. If I want to create another one, for example, if I turn it over this way and take it up to the street. Oops, too far. Takes a bit of getting used to these touchpads like this. My other camera is the same. That's got so I want to call that one, say, street view. I can just tap here, add it, and call it street. Street. See, I'll name this one Zoom. We'll see if it'll remember. Zoom Street. Okay, let's see if it'll remember what I did. If I click that one, it should move the camera back to the driveway. If I click Street View, it should turn the camera around to see the street. And if I click the one called Zoom Street, it should take the camera back to the zoomed portion. Okay, let's see what happens if I move and trick the yeah, that's going to draw attention. That's with the alarm feature turned on. I'll just log into it and turn that off. So go into settings. And I'll turn the alarm light off. So now it won't flash lights back and forth. So I'm just selecting playback. So here's some shots of when I was setting up, when I was going to go up and adjust the antennas, which I think has made an improvement. It seems to be working a little better now with the antennas both facing straight up. It should also be noted that you can also view your images and camera videos on a computer. Just point your web browser to heimlink.heimvision.com and log in using your email and password that you used when the image will then display on the computer. And you can zoom in and move around the image by just moving your mouse around. I can also pan and tilt by just clicking the pan tilt icon, and I can pan and tilt the camera as well, just like before. Now keep in mind, if you're viewing on a computer, you're going through the Heimvision server, so there's going to be a little bit of a lag as it makes its way to the server and back to your browser. So it's always a lot faster to access on your phone because you're going directly to the camera. When you're accessing it through the app on your phone, you're going directly to the camera. You're not having to go through and view it through a web page, basically. As you can see, the response on the phone is pretty much instantaneous. I believe I have a visitor. So there it is, the Heimlink Pan Tilt Zoom camera. Link to this camera is in the description. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one real soon. Bye for now.